player. After all, someone has to pay for the lap dance.
And boom, we are live. Welcome, folks, to the American Movie Podcast. If you've never been here before, welcome aboard. I go through movies, news, documentaries, Netflix series, Netflix originals, and I do trailer reactions. Today, I bring you Polar, and it's a review, not a trailer reaction, FYI. Today, I get to talk about one of the craziest, most violent shows I've seen on Netflix. It reminds me of Tarantino. It reminds me of Frank Miller. It reminded me of Smoking Aces. Let me know if you felt that as well. But it's starring Vanessa Hudgens is in this. Mads Mikkelsen is also in this. And he does it outstanding, and so does she. It's based on this hitman. And this hitman worked for a firm. And he's approaching retirement. And he gets double-crossed by the firm. And the firm puts a hit on the hitman. And you're just like, whoa. Didn't see that one coming. Meanwhile, you're introduced to the very first scene. I didn't know he was going to be in this. Johnny Knoxville, the one and only jackass. He's in here. He gets hit. And that's pretty much a prelude to the introduction of the firm's heaviest hitman that they put hits on, like their big marks. So they put these three or four people on Moss, or the retired hitman. And it reminds me kind of like Shoot 'em Up. It's got the same feel as Shoot 'em Up, and some Tarantino violence. And there's some torture scenes in here which were horrendous. I ordered food, and it came on that scene, and I was like, I should probably wait until this thing just runs its course. And the only thing I was sad about is that he didn't change his name to the Black Eye Patch Kaiser after he gets tortured. He loses his eye. But the violence in the action, and I like the vibrant shots, like even the nail gun in this is like bright blue. Like, I like that. I think that's a cool aesthetic that makes it feel more like a graphic comic book. And there's some comedic parts in this. Like, there's some funny parts in this. It kind of makes it a little bit lighter, even though there's so much violence and sex and nudity and all kinds of jazz. If that seems... And one really cool thing is that Moss, the hitman, he's believable. He seems like he can do these things. And yeah, Polar was just a crazy ride. It was just a crazy, crazy ride. And it was pretty thrilling. And I thought it was fun. But if you're not into violence and gore, like, there's a lot of blood in this. There's a lot of death in this. And I wouldn't say you should check it out. But if you have a heavy stomach, check it out. And I made a note of this one. There are some canine fatalities. I know women or lighthearted, even just human beings, don't like seeing kids or dogs get removed from the movie, and they don't come back. That's a light way to say it. They don't like that. So that happens at least once. So, buyer beware. So yeah, I would check it out at your own risk. But all the scenes were cool. The action was cool. It was entertaining. It wasn't mindless. I wouldn't say it's mindless, but it was just, you get what you're expecting. It's a crazy action thing. And I thought the trailer set it up nicely. And I was kind of pumped. I was kind of pumped for this because I was like, oh, this is going to be like a John Wick. And it was kind of like it was close to the narrative of John Wick, and the dog dies and stuff like that. So it was not as good, but it was pretty fun. It was still fun, and it was good for Netflix standards, because some of their originals are just hit or miss, and this one's I'm a fan. I was a fan of this. Let me make sure hit everything else. Yeah, Smoking Aces reminded me of it, and all the other movies that I mentioned. It kind of blends into that. But I felt like the acting was good. The bad guy was just perfect. He was like this, it's Matt Lucas, I believe. And he was just kind of this porky guy that's just not likable. He's just not a likable guy. And he felt very fitting inside of that. So, but yeah, the direction, all the scenes were cool, well crafted. Cinematography was cool. cool shots, and the aesthetic was just pleasing to the eye too. So it was pretty badass. So check it out if you'd like. That was Polar, starring Vanessa Hudgens. She came up. She started from the bottom with High School Musical, I think. That's just a guess. And now she's here with Matt Mikkelsen, which did an extraordinary job as this hitman. So until next time, folks, don't forget to review us on iTunes. That helps greatly. It helps this podcast so much. It seems trite, seems trivial, but it helps greatly expand the podcast and reach fellow listeners. So that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Also, all the sponsors are down below. Audible, love it. Check it out. Forever Lean, Social Creative, if you want to start your own blog or podcast, check that out. It shows step-by-step how to start your own podcast, not blog. So yeah, until next time, folks, thank you so much. This has been Matthew Benjamin with the American Movie Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. So until next time, bye.
After all, someone has to pay for the lap dances for the big guy.
He's joking around. Feels so good when he jokes.
What's this